In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can enhance every single audience within your Facebook ads, specifically by using Klaviyo. Now, if you don't use Klaviyo and you have a different CRM, the principles are going to apply. I'm just going to show you how to do this within Klaviyo, and then we're going to move into the Facebook Ads Manager. This is going to be a very short video. So without further ado, let's hop in. If you're in the Klaviyo platform, first things first, you're going to need to install the Meta Ads integration and any other platforms that you might have. Once you're in and once you create this integration, you're going to see settings within here that show your lists. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, what you actually need to be doing in here is you need to be creating lists, so these Klaviyo lists, and then porting them in to Facebook. So as you can see here, this is a few lists that we've already set up for this account. These are actually the most important ones, but you can go well beyond this based on your brand's needs. Now, how do we even create these segments / lists? It's actually very simple. So all we need to do is we need to create these lists for the first time within the Klaviyo platform. And the way that we do that is we go to Audiences, Lists, and Segments. Once we're there, we create a new list or a segment in most cases. And we're just going to name this list, we're going to say blueprint test. I like to put, what you should really do here is you should say 4 ads, just so it's really clear so that your email team doesn't use these accidentally. In this case, the most important thing for us to get are the exact replications of the ad sets, make sure I'm saying that right, of the ad sets and audiences that we're using. For example, if we run 30-day add to carts or 90-day add to carts, then what we want to basically do here is we want to use this segment builder to recreate the add to cart flow. So what someone has done or not done, person has added to cart at least once in the last 90 days. Boom. And you can see the number of profiles that have added to cart that we've collected in the last 90 days. This is a very, very small segment, so just keep that in mind. And you could do the same thing on any of your basically events coming from Shopify. You could also expand this. You could do, or someone has done initiate checkout. Well, initiate checkout actually isn't a thing in here, but checkout started would be the one. So checkout started within the last 90 days. And then we can see our audience size starts to get significantly larger, right? So we're doubling down here. You could also do some additional conditions depending on your theme, depending on what kind of setup you have. But one of the things that we have here available to us are the active on site, which is through the API. This should be set up automatically in Klaviyo. I'm not a Klaviyo expert, but if you do set this up active on site at least once within the last 90 days, what this is going to do is it's going to take anyone whose email you collected and it is finding if that person has been active on your site in a certain period of time. Now, this is technically 2 audiences, so we're just going to create this one. Once you go ahead and create this segment, which I'm not going to do for this preview, but you can go ahead and click create this segment, it will become a segment in your normal list here. Once it is a segment in this list here, you can go back to integrations, back to meta ads, and then you will see if you click add a connection, you could then select your exact Klaviyo list. Now in this case, I have marked appropriately ads. And we have the ads add to cart 90 days, which is right here. So what I would like to do is in my actual Facebook platform, if I go to my retargeting setup here, and we have our add to cart, let's say this is our add to cart 90-day audience that we've created. And again, this is unique to your business, to your setup, but giving you the general rules here. Add to cart 90-day setup here. We're going to go down to our audiences. Of course, in this case, I've not set this up. This is just a demo, but we're going to switch our setup. We're going to make sure we have, this is the key part of this is that we have our add to cart from our pixel. So we have our add to cart 90 days, which is coming from the pixel. Don't select users as a suggestion. And then in addition to this, we're going to find this audience here, which we've named ads ATC 90. We're going to copy that. We're going to drop that right in here. And we can see it's set up in here. Now, this one hasn't been added properly. It's not really a big deal because I just created it 2 minutes ago. But in most cases, these should show up green. And now what we have here is our add to carts from our pixel and our add to cart from a customer list that's coming directly from Klaviyo. Now, a lot of people will say, okay, it's the same exact thing. Who cares? The reality is yeah, it's the same thing, but perhaps there's a little bit more matching going on. And perhaps that 5 or 10 or 15% matching that you get better is going to result in a 5 or 10 or 15% improvement in sales. I don't like to let anything slip through the cracks. Why should you? It's very simple. So in this case right here, I would highly, highly recommend you add both of these and do this for all of your audiences. You can go well beyond these 5 that I gave here or 4 that I gave here, which is purchasers, add to carts, and visitors. You can, break this down for anyone that you're targeting that has any sort of ability to capture that same thing within Klaviyo and match those back via emails.